Can everyone see it? Awesome. I'll keep it very short. Good evening. Very excited to wrap up today's discussion and just really want to highlight a unique type of entrepreneur, which is you, open source founders. And as I like to call them, open source warrior, and why today is the most important time to empower them like never before. So quick background. My name is Era, co-founder of Edge. We're a research organization dedicated to edge intelligence and open source tech. I spent the last 7 years investing across stack and studying multiple different open source business models. And my co-founder, Ilya Polaski, one of the co-authors for Transformer as well, really walked down the path himself, scale up open source research for over the last 7 years. And inspired that journey, we really want to support the open source founder to scale and embark on this new journey together. And we really want to highlight one thing and share a core thesis for us. Open source entrepreneurship is not like any others. It's like a modern day warriorhood. In Silicon Valley, startups are salaried, but no one teaches you how to become an open source founder. And as glorious as Think, you are essentially tasked with 3 different jobs at the same time. You're tackling charting a very different new tech product company when you're under-resourced. And you also have to wage a large community campaign together, building that consensus for you. And at the same time, you have to build this public good, creating a legacy that's long-lasts you. In short, this is not your typical 0 to 1 journey. And you have to fight like a warrior and wage your war. But luckily, now you have a lot more increasing possibility. There are amazing trailblazers like News Research, like Acree, and like a lot of open source players, Hugging Face, Llama in the space to walk down this path. And now you have increasing possibility. Whether you decide to stay as a nonprofit, join a Linux Foundation, or start to think about how to become a startup business model like the Journey News take, you have a lot more option right now. And this is a trio sauce we put for the OS founder journey there. And also interestingly, from the open source software, we also start to see the emergence of open source economy. Take Llama, for example. Since the drop of Llama 3 model, they activate a whole entire ecosystem from inference provider, observability, and application to build around it. You also see multiple players like OpenBB, MindDB, LangChain, Llama, they come together to create a single product, leverage their open source tech. In short, there are new economic models starting to emerge, and this is just the early dawn for that. Lastly, I also want to highlight, when you think about the downstream paths, there are different exit paths now. Thanks to the rise of gig economy, creator economy, AI engineer, and network state, you start to think about maybe you don't have to build an IPO company. There are different paths. Instead of a founder mode, there might be new AI founder mode that's micro-entrepreneur, like Levels, this guy, and with also potential rev sharing program like GPT Store or Poe. Look at Midjourney, the new successful AI link startup, right? So there are different possibilities down the road for you. The role is actually becoming a lot more welcoming right now. But to go to that future, we still have a long way to go. My friend Eugene Chia from RWKV nicely put, there's a very clear funding gap outside of research lab, that's whether it's the AI powerhouse or academic lab. If you are a grassroots open source research, you still are emerging out of this darkness. And this is why we decide to come in. We're launching an open source campus in San Francisco. It's already operating in the last 6 months. And what we really want to do is provide a modern day training ground for AI researchers, especially in the open source state, to arm you with the right resource you need, whether it's compute, educational, training bootcamp, mentorship, or the funding as well. And we want to double down on this journey. In the last 8 months, we have hosted over 30 events, workshops, summits across 4 cities with 5,000 developers coming to the space. And we're actually launching our first open source residency in Q1 2025. So whether you are a researchers or partners, or just want to support those open source founders, please join us. And I hope warriors, are you ready for this war? Thank you.
All right, thanks everyone. That concludes our talks. Thanks so much for coming. We're still all hanging out. We'd love to talk to you about all the details. We're also hitting your email with the address for the after party. So we have another place right in if you guys want to continue to geek out more. Thanks so much, and let's continue this journey together. Appreciate it.